To get started, you want to thread your cords onto your button and you want to pull them out equally at both sides. And once you've done that, you can take your button and clip it to the top of your board. To begin your pattern, you want to put your cords in colour order, so you want one colour on the outside and one colour on the inside, and whichever colour you're doing on the inside will be your shortest cord. So to begin, I'm going to do a few square knots. So I want to clip these two cords to the bottom of the board. And then I'm going to take the outside cords and I'm going to do a few square knots. So to go over, over and through. And then to complete square knot, under, under and through. So once you've done as many square knots as you want for your beginning section, you can unclip from the bottom of the board. And then you want to take one of your outside cords and clip this to the bottom of the board, and then take the next cord that's closest to it, and you want to work over and pull through. And then you want to go under and pull through. And then you can unclip this side, and you want to do the same thing but a mirror image at the other side. So take your outside cord, clip it to the bottom of the board, then you want to go over and pull through, and then under and pull through. And then you can return to what you were doing at the beginning. You want to take these two cords in the centre, clip them back to the bottom of the board, and I'm going to do 2 square knots here, but you could do a few more or less if you wanted. So for the next part of your pattern, you want to add your first bead. So you want to take your bead and then thread one of the cords from the centre through, and then you want to take your next cord and thread that through as well. And once you've done that, you can push your bead up by your last square knot and then clip your cords back to the bottom of the board, and then I'm going to do another 2 square knots to hold it in place. And once you've done that, you can do what you did there again. So taking your outside cords, and to clip them to the board one at a time, and then just work over and pull through, and then under and pull through. And you want to repeat this the other side. And then once you've done that, take your shortest cords again, clip them back to the bottom of the board, and you want to repeat what you did here. So you do 2 square knots and then add your next bead. And you want to keep repeating these steps until you've got the bracelet as long as you want it to be. And remembering, if you did do a few extra square knots there, you want to make sure to leave enough space to add them at the end. So once you've got the bracelet as long as you want it, you should have something that looks like this. And remember, if you did extra square knots at the beginning, do the same at the end just so it matches. So once you've done that, you can split your cords into two sections, put one section out of the way, and then take one cord on the outside and clip the other to the bottom of the board, and then you're going to make your buttonhole fastening. So you have to go over and pull through, and then under and pull through. And how many knots you do here, it does depend on the size of your button, so it's a good idea to measure as you go along. And you want to do the same thing at the other side. So once you've done this at both sides, you can take both the cords in the centre, clip these back to the bottom of the board, and then you have to do a couple of square knots to close your buttonhole. So once you're happy that you've got everything nice and secure, you can remove from the bottom of the board, and then you want to trim and seal your excess. So I'm going to use a lighter to seal here, but you can use glue if you prefer. And once you're finished, you should end up with something that looks like this. And that is your completed dots, dashes and beads bracelet.